we are studying here? Yes. Chapter number 2, Nutrition in Animals. We have already introduced the chapter, right? And in the last lecture, we learned about our human digestive system. The human digestive system is also known as alimentary canal and digestive tract, right? The various compartments of human digestive system are mouth and buccal cavity, then esophagus, then stomach, then small intestine, large intestine ends with rectum, and last one is anus. So we can tell that our alimentary canal starts with our mouth and ends with the anus. In the previous lecture, we also studied about the associated glands in the digestive tract. There are some glands which do not take participation in digestion directly, means food will not enter in the glands, but they secrete some digestive juice. These glands are salivary glands, pancreas and liver, right? Then we studied about buccal cavity and mouth. We also discussed the various types of teeth, that is incisors, canines, premolars and molars, and we have discussed their functions, right? Then we talked about our muscular tongue, right? So tongue has the function that it can taste the food as well as it mixes the food with saliva. What is the function of saliva? Right. The saliva digests the starch present in the food. It converts the starch into sugar. Okay, so this is all about what we have learned. Now today what we are going to learn is the next organ in which the food enters. So after the mouth, food enters into esophagus. So as we know, esophagus is also known as food pipe, right? So the other name of esophagus is food pipe. It runs through our neck as well as through our chest, right? So it runs along the neck and chest. When the food enters in our esophagus, or we can say food pipe, the food will move down by the walls of the food pipe. Okay, this movement of food is known as peristaltic movement. Means when the food comes in the esophagus swell. Okay, then the wall of esophagus push the food, so the food goes down. So like this the movement of food occurs in our whole alimentary canal, and this movement is known as peristaltic movement, right? So the food moves down with the movement of the walls of esophagus, and this movement is known as peristaltic movement. Do you remember when we vomit? Right. When the food is not reaching the stomach and it comes out from our mouth. Okay, so esophagus forces the food to come out from our mouth, that is known as vomiting, right? So whenever this happens, the wall of esophagus forces the food move out from our mouth. So this is all about esophagus. The digestion will not happen, will not occur in esophagus. Now esophagus opens into the next organ known as stomach, right? So stomach, it is the thick walled bag Okay, it is the bag-like structure in which food enters. The shape of the stomach is J shape. If you remember the figure which we have drawn in the last lecture, then the shape of the stomach is flattened J shape. Okay, it is also known as the widest part of our alimentary canal. Okay, in our digestive tract, the widest organ or the widest part is stomach. It is connected to esophagus at one end, right, and at the other end it is connected with small intestine. Means as the food enters into mouth, from the mouth food enters into esophagus, and from esophagus food enters into the stomach. Then after the digestion of food occurs in the stomach, the food goes into the small intestine. Now in the stomach, what happens with the food? So the lining of the stomach, inner lining means inner part of the stomach produces something, some secretions, some digestive juices, okay, into the stomach, and these secretions have their functions. So let's see what is this, right? So various secretions of the stomach. Inner lining, as I told you that inner part of the stomach will secrete something. Okay, so inner lining secretes mucus, hydrochloric acid and digestive juice. Okay, so these three things, these three secretions are produced by inner lining of the stomach. Which are they? Mucus, hydrochloric acid, which is also known as HCl, okay, and digestive juice, right? So each of these secretions have their own functions, okay, and it is very important for our food to get digested. So let's see the functions in detail. First, function of mucus. Now, what is the mucus? Mucus is nothing but the liquid which is there in the surrounding of our inner lining of the stomach. Means it protects the lining of the stomach. What is the function of it? It protects the lining of the stomach. Means what it will do? Okay, let me give you an example. We know that non-vegetarian people eat chicken, fish, etc. Right? So what they are eating? They are eating the muscles of chicken, fish, etc. And as we know, our stomach is also a muscular bag. Right? So when the non-vegetarian people eat the muscle of any of the animal, it get digested, right? But our stomach is also a muscle, but it do not get digested. How? Do our stomach or the digestive juices know that this is my stomach, this is my muscle, and this is the muscle of any other animal? No. But because of presence of mucus in our inner lining of the stomach, it prevents the digestion of our stomach, right? So mucus will protect our stomach to get digested by digestive juices, right? Now, what is the function of hydrochloric acid? Let's see. It kills the bacteria which enter along with food. As we eat the food, we know sometimes our hands are dirty and sometimes the germs will enter in our stomach with our food, right? So these germs, this bacteria, when enter in our food, hydrochloric acid kills the bacteria which enters in our body with our food. It also makes the medium acidic for digestive juice to work. Right? So, we know that three secretions are here. So, when the digestive juice has to work, the medium of our stomach, means inside our stomach, the medium must be acidic. So, this hydrochloric acid will make the medium of our stomach acidic for digestive juice to work. If the medium of our stomach is acidic, then and then the digestive juice can do their work. Otherwise, they are not able to do their work. Right? So, the functions of hydrochloric acids are two. Number one, it kills the bacteria which enter along with our food. Okay, and number two is it make the medium inside our stomach acidic for digestive juices to work. Right? So this is about the function of hydrochloric acid. Then the third one is function of digestive juice. Now what this digestive juice will do? So this digestive juice will digest the proteins. As I told you in the previous lecture that carbohydrates, specifically starch, right? Starch gets digested, okay, in the mouth, right? So starch gets converted into sugar by saliva, which is produced by salivary glands, right? So as the starch gets converted into sugar in the mouth, in our stomach, proteins get converted into simpler small substances in our stomach. So digestive juice will break down the proteins present into our food into the simpler substances. So this is the function of digestive juice which is produced in our stomach, right? So we can say that in the mouth there is a digestion of starch and in the stomach there is a digestion of proteins, right? So this is all about the digestion in our stomach. Now the food moves into the small intestine. So in our next lecture we will discuss about how the food get digested in the small intestine. Do small intestine secrete anything? What happens to the food? That we will discuss. Till that, be safe at home. Thank you.
आभार।